Hello and welcome to Voices of the 21st Century Author Spotlight, a show dedicated to sharing the message of women from around the world who show up and share their truth. My name is Gail Watson, founder and CEO of Women Speakers Association. And today we are going to dive into a conversation about stepping into your discomfort zone and all the different feelings that come up from wanting to step into that place. I have the proud honor of introducing to you three-time international best-selling author Anita Russell. She is co-author of Voices of the 21st Century, Women Transforming the World, and that she is doing for sure. This book has reached top bestseller in 4 countries and went #1 in 10 different categories. So please join me in welcoming to the show Anita Russell.
Thank you, Gail, for that very enthusiastic introduction. And it is absolutely my pleasure to be here.
It's awesome having you, and I really love the story that you share in Women Transforming the World, because you're asking us to step into a discomfort zone. And when I was reading that, I'm going, the feelings that show up for me in that is like fear. Can I do this? So please share with us, what was it that inspired you to share this story?
So the entire title of my book is related to allyship. And the entire title is the hidden secret of true allyship. Step into your discomfort zone. And the idea of stepping into your discomfort zone is really a part of my overall brand at the Place to Soar. And it kind of shows up in my chapter in this particular book. I do a lot of work in the anti-racism activation space. And as you can imagine, stepping into your discomfort zone is one of the challenges when you're stepping into those types of conversations. But I always challenge people to think about your discomfort zone, not necessarily as that fear place or that place where you're just like, I'm unsure. Think about it as your growth place. Think about it as that place that you can step into that will challenge you, that will enable you to learn different things about yourself, to expand your overall awareness of who you are as a person. So that discomfort zone has a lot of power packed into it.
I love that you say that, and I love that you're renaming it to that comfort zone, to make it, to give it an easier feel in terms of that growth zone, to step into that growth zone. I love it. So you wrote this story with intention, and you wrote it for a particular reader, I'm sure. Like, who are the people that need to read your story?
So this book my story is intended for individuals who are kind of struggling with the idea of allyship. So again, I do a considerable amount of work in the anti-racism activation space, and that involves allyship, right? But there are a lot of individuals out there who aren't quite sure what allyship looks like, or how do I know I'm being a good ally versus I'm not being such a good ally in all of that. But the #1 challenge to stepping into that space of allyship is that it is uncomfortable, because you're stepping into a space of talking about things that people in general don't really want to have conversations about. They would rather just kind of, oh, well, that's not who I am. But when you step into that discomfort zone and you start really doing some critical self-reflection, we're kind of taking a look at, well, what are those thoughts and ideas and beliefs that I have within me that might be showing up in my words, my actions, and my behaviors that could be misconstrued, right? And so being able to really take and put the spotlight on you, put the lens on you to really understand who you are. We live in a racialized society, and each one of us, I think, should hold ourselves accountable for how am I walking through that society.
And that's a great conversation to start up, because, and just to your point, that how do we even know if we're in good allyship, that we have that? Because we can say, oh no, no, I'm doing all that I can. Oh no, I don't have a problem with racism. Oh no, I'm totally think everyone's equal, right? So what are those, I mean, do you share that in the story here, that how we can self-identify? I think that's a big question.
Yeah, that's a huge aspect of the work that I do. But it's also easy for me to kind of be in that space because my coaching practice is based on that same premise of people really beginning to get a sense of who they are individually. And as I mentioned, your thoughts, your words, and your behaviors, that forms the sort of the grounding of who you are on the inside, but then the way you show up is in your words, your actions, and your behaviors. What am I speaking? How am I behaving towards people, particularly if it's people that are very different from you or people that you're not unsure about or you've been taught to see in a certain light? Stepping into that discomfort zone, stepping into that conversation, and really begin to have that understanding of what allyship is and what is missing in me when it comes to true allyship.
I love it. You really are cracking it wide open, where a lot of us need to dive into, for sure. So with that, I know the place to soar, the work that you do in this world is invaluable. And I'm thinking we need to get a copy of your book. I'm thinking not only do we need a copy of your book for ourselves, but we need a copy of this book to give to other people.
Absolutely, absolutely, because
Mm.
I'm only one of the authors in this amazing book. And so when you purchase this book, you're not just getting my story or hearing my voice, you're hearing voices. And I love the fact that I use the word eclectic. It's an eclectic group of authors, and it's women from all over the world that are sharing their transforming stories and their messages and all of that. And so to get a copy of the book, and I can send personalized copies, my little signature on the book, and all of that, simply go to theplacetosoar.com and just look for the heading for books.
I love that. Thanks, Anita. Yeah, the place to soar, the place to soar. Remember the. And connect with Anita, see all the great work she's doing in this world, working one-on-one as a coach and in corporations to really open up those conversations. Anita, you are a true gift to this world, and you are truly a woman transforming this world for the better. So thank you for all the work. We know it's not easy, and you're tackling big, big subjects and decades and centuries of of pre-programming. So thank you for that.
I just want to just a quick shout out to Women Speakers Association, which is the organization that makes all of this even possible with the books and everything. So I'm very blessed to be a part of this organization and watching it as it continues to grow.
Thank you. Well, you're a big part of the direction it grows in. So thank you very much. So Anita, you every time we chat, you always leave me with just a real punchy statement of words of wisdom. So why don't we leave our listeners today with some of your words of wisdom?
Yeah, so as you walk through the world and you encounter different people, different cultures, always keep in mind that you don't know what you don't know. So you always want to keep yourself open to learning more and more and more.
Mm. And we'll leave it with that. We don't know what we don't know.
Mhm.
Thanks, Anita. And thank you for everybody watching today. And we hope you join us again. And wherever you are in this world, make it a great day. Thank you.
Bye-bye.